Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this November 21st regular meeting of the Zion City Council to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Here.
Commissioner Holmes, Commissioner Fisher,
Here.
Commissioner McDowell,
Here.
Mayor McKinney.
Here. Item number 3 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Bremner, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Leading us in prayer this evening will be the Director of Love, Inc., Mr. Gary Garland. Gary, good to see you again.
See you, Mayor.
As they say, it's better to be seen than viewed.
I wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. From 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 17, honor everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the emperor. Let's pray. Father, as we pray for our families and our community and our leaders, let us make no mistake to whom our families, our community, and our leaders belong. This city, this state, this country, this world, every square inch belongs to you and you alone. So we come to you, the one whose city this is, to the one who created the families and city leaders we now pray for, to ask for your intervention. We come to God who is sovereign over everything. You are the source of all hope. So Father, we ask for your blessing for this community, the families who live here, and the leaders trusted to provide peace. Overwhelm our community with your power, your grace, your mercy, and your love. Father, we boldly ask for revival in this community, a revival that is anchored in the knowledge of your goodness and your love for each and every one of us. In the season of Thanksgiving, we thank you for these leaders and their willingness to serve your people. Bless them with wisdom and let these leaders before us be instruments of your will. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Amen. Item number 4 are agenda changes. Are there any agenda changes by any of our commissioners?
I would like to table items 10C and 10D. We only have one responsible bidder, and the cost that was provided doesn't provide a detailed breakdown. There's some questions about the level of glass that we're going to be getting for protection at the cost that was provided. So Director Ianson is out sick today. I'd like to take some time and review this with him before we bring it back.
All right, is there a motion? Second. A motion by Frierson and a second by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes, Commissioner Fisher,
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell,
Aye.
Mayor McKinney.
Aye, motion carries. Item number 5, we have a special presentation, awards for the Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. And making those presentations is our own Sonalita Bronson. You may step.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Commissioners. Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to say real quickly, the Zion Benton Labor Day Parade was held on September 4th, 2023. We are proud to say that we had 39 parade entries from all across the Zion Benton community that participated. I wanted to take this time to truly thank the City Council and the Zion Park District for your support. Without you, this would have never happened, so thank you very much. Would also like to thank Chief Eric Martin, Chief Justice Reed. Thank you guys so much for your time and effort in helping us plan. It was a lot going on at that time, but you guys really took the time to really help us pull it together. None of this also would not have happened without you and your support, so thank you very much. And of course, thank you to the community, because without the community being a part of it, this would not have happened. So without further ado, one more thank you to the Special Events Commission. Shout out to Chris Kubik and Christine Workman. Without them, I would have lost my mind. So. So what I would like to do is, there were 4 awards that were given for the parade. And I believe everyone is here. So the first award we'll be giving is for the Best Theme Award. And that was given to the American Legion Zion Benton Post 865 for having the best theme parade entry in the 2023 Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. Is there a representative here? I will accept this award on behalf. Thank you.
I don't see that on your desk now, you don't get to keep it.
Hey, boss. The next is the Mayor's Choice Award, and this was awarded to the IBEW Local 150 for having the overall best parade entry in the 2023 Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. Is there a representative here tonight? Wonderful.
You want a photo?
Congratulations. So for next is the Commissioner's Choice Award, and this is awarded to Christ Community Church for having the most original parade entry in the 2023 Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. Is there a representative?
The person who designed the float. I didn't realize it was called the Commissioner's. I didn't vote for it.
Was it a little bias? I'm sure you're saint, right?
You want Mike to be in it too, maybe it's the preacher, pastor?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
And then finally, the Grand Jubilee Award is awarded to the 2023 Winthrop Harbor Queens for having the most beautiful parade entry in the 2023 Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. Congratulations, Kim. Congratulations.
You're gonna be in the picture eventually.
Will you think we get the commissioners and everybody up there, get a big group picture of that, will you think it'd be okay? Or
Yeah, sure. Do it. Fill in for Jack.
Go there. Get the flags.
Yeah, what are you, standing over here isn't gonna stop that.
That's right. Short people can't be on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Big smile right there. One more for giggles and grins. Everybody put points on sign, point those awards. Right there. One more right there, one more.
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Congratulations to everyone, and we look forward to your entries into next year's Labor Day Parade. Item number 6, citizen comments. We don't have anyone that's registered for city comments, citizens' comments tonight. So we're going to move on to item number 7.
We won't be offended if you have to go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for calling. Yeah, thank you.
That's gonna be me at Thanksgiving. Hate to eat and run.
Yeah.
Item number 7 is consent agenda.
Approval of minutes of the regular meeting held on November 7th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Approval but not release of closed session minutes of a meeting held on November 7th, 2023 at 7:51 p.m.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion?
I'd also like to make that motion with the addition of a memo that Clerk Spooner provided, added into the minutes.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0.
Bills, vouchers 144627 through 144732 from Huntington National Bank. Total $614,914.87.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll move to approve the bills.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by McDowell. You guys almost sounded alike right there. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. You spoke so softly.
That was me.
We're very similar.
It's the height thing again.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 8, consider passing resolution as follows. 8A, Truth and Taxation Law Resolution per Administrator Dave Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Every year, we're required to pass an estimate of levy before we actually have our public hearing on the levy or the adoption of. There's a state statute called Truth and Taxation where if you're going to go over 5% on your levy, you're required to have a public hearing and go along with that and publish things. However, we're not proposing going over the 5% mark. We just passed this just for transparency to note that and get it in the record and get that estimate of levy in here. The statutes for our tax cap every year is the lower of consumer price index, basically inflation, or 5%, the lesser of those two. This year, in the past years, we haven't really had to worry about it. CPI has always been less than the 5%, but this year it was actually 6.5%. So the factor that we could increase the levy by is the 5%. That also doesn't take into account any new construction. Any new construction that goes on the tax rolls, you can actually take taxes on that as well. That would put us over the 5%, and basically we took the approach of we want to keep it at the 4.99 as the max under that threshold and let any new construction go on the tax rolls to help alleviate the burden to the taxpayers, as is intended of growing our tax base as long as we can still balance our budget with the remaining funds. So we're passing on that new construction amount this year. It's not hugely significant by any means, but it'll help, every little bit helps. So we are proposing that we adopt the Truth and Taxation Resolution with the 4.99% increase for a total of $8,732,375. We will be having a public hearing on the actual levy, I believe, at the December 5th meeting, and then the actual adoption December 19th.
All right. We have a motion.
I'll move to approve the resolution on truth and taxation.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 9, consider passing ordinance as follows. 9A, to lease certain property approximately 2,430 square feet situated on the 18th Street right-of-way adjacent to 1721 North Sheridan Road for the purpose of having paved access to tenant parking per Director Ianson, who is not here tonight, and Administrator Nabel is going to take over that explanation.
Director Einstein had a lot of things on the agenda, so you're going to be stuck hearing from me a lot tonight, but he's unfortunately out sick. Lucene Ventures LDT is renewing the lease for basically 18th Street right away for parking at their facility. It just encroaches on our right of way. It's been something that we've had in place to help them with their parking since they were formed. All the terms are the same as the existing lease. We're just renewing it based on expiration. So I recommend approval as presented.
All right, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson,
Second.
second by Fisher. Questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Item 9B, to lease certain property approximately 1,584 square feet situated on the 23rd Street right-of-way for the placement of 5 parking spaces, 2260 through 2264 Sheridan Road, per Director ISN and Administrator Nabel.
Yep. This is another similar issue for leasing of parking spaces that goes into our right of way. This is for MJK Group LLC. Again, terms of the lease are the same, it's just renewing and extending the term.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 4-0. Item number 10, discussion, authorization, and approval. 10A, consider approval of general liability, law enforcement liability, auto and equipment insurance, and excess umbrella insurance policy effective 12/1/23 to 11/30/24 per Administrator Nabel.
Thank you again, Mayor and Commissioners. This is our annual renewal for all those lines of coverage, as you stated, Mayor. Our brokers, Marsh McLennan, I keep wanting to say Assurance, because that's what they were, but Marsh McLennan now, goes out to market, basically, they keep detailed tabs on what's happening in the markets and who the players are. We're seeing a lot of carriers start to retreat out of municipal insurance, so our available quotes kind of seem to be going down every year, but they fight for us on behalf of, or they fight on behalf of the city based on our claims history and things like that to try and get the best rates we can. Unfortunately, we did have some significant claims, largely in the automotive area, that affected our automotive premiums as well as our overall umbrella policy. So while industry increases have been 10 to 20%, our overall renewal is 23% increase over prior periods. However, that's what we have to work with. We would have had, it's a renewal with the existing carriers. If we had gone with other carriers, it would have been a much bigger increase because they would have been basically looking at taking on all that risk in the beginning, not taking their past profits with the city into account. So I would recommend the renewal as proposed for the lines of coverage proposed.
All right, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the insurance renewal proposal.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions?
Couple questions. I guess I'll look to our fire and police chief. So as we ramp up with personnel and some of the personnel gets younger, what steps do we have in place to kind of help mitigate some of the automobile risk, if any?
I could probably go first. We have more of those. Well, we've done a number of things. Training has been a big part of it. And part of our training program is to develop an EVOC, emergency vehicle operations course. We haven't had that in probably 20 years within the city. So that was when we started looking at most exposure, and this was probably 2 years ago or so, that I started to audit where we were most exposed on our policy and what our training deficits were. That's one of them that I recognize. So we developed a program that we're state certified now, and we partnered with the Waukegan Airport, and they provide us at no cost, I don't even know, it's a pretty big space, of their concrete tarmac, so that we can use and we have a course that's developed. So we do our own in-house training that's state certified now, right here in Waukegan. Now, previously, like I said, we haven't had this for more than, probably about 20 years, I would say. The last time we had it, I would tell you, I was a rookie officer, so it's been a while. So that was the number one factor. But then we go through our monthly staff meetings, and actually Commissioner McDowell was at our last one where we had some training, and it's really a mindset of it's a go slow, go fast. You don't need to force the situation. There's less risk to yourself or the suspects that if you don't push your way into this thing, let it evolve on its own. Obviously, take action if needed if it's left in that situation. But so it's been a mindset change of think through the process. Don't rush into something blindly. Just expect to be a hero. We're really focusing on a better approach and then training when we see the difference.
Cool. Thank you.
Briefly, for us, it's training and policy. So every year we do a similar emergency course, home course that is set up for specifications. We have all of our personnel drive through that every year, as well as they have to do a certain number of hours behind the wheel of all of our vehicles, regardless of rank, just so they can all have familiarity with our vehicles. Policy examples include speed limits, even on an emergency, and such as having a backup person outside the vehicle when an emergency vehicle, such as we have the biggest ones obviously, so when they're backing up, they're required to have a spotter outside the vehicle. So things like that are what we do to attempt to minimize any type of crashes.
One other additional thing that I would recommend for that, if there was no, I implemented a process for all of our sergeants to do a spot check on body cam video, squad car cam video multiple times throughout their shift and during the week. So not as this isn't so much disciplinary action, but it's just to make sure we're not missing anything, and then if something comes up as a training deficit or blind spot, we are hopefully proactive with those things. And that's a random check.
Thank you.
One more thing to add to that, this is more related to, or was initiated by workers' comp claims, but now that we have a full-time HR professional in the office, we're re-implementing safety committee meetings. So whenever we have workers' comp injuries, but also accidents and things of that nature, it's made up of representatives from each department to review those injuries or those claims and those accidents to see if there's deficiencies in our policy, if there's things we could do. Some, accidents happen, but what can we do? Was there something that caused a deficiency in our policy or something we can implement to prevent it from happening again? So those are just getting us started back up as well.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Carson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor King?
Aye, motion carries 4-0. Item number 10B, consider request to hire the next qualified candidate from the Police and Fire Commission Patrol Officer Eligibility List per Chief Barton.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. This is actually an outstaffing request. I was notified that one of our senior sergeants is looking to retire from the police department in the first half of 2024. Additionally, the DBTHS, I'm in Township High School, District 126, and I have been in discussions for quite a while about the Zion Police Department providing a school resource officer for the upcoming school year, which will be in the fall. Anticipating one of these events happening at a minimum will cause a negative impact to staffing. I respectfully request the approval to hire one additional position from the current eligibility register of police officer candidates established by the Zion Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. Long statement. To upstaff it to manage the lag in the hiring process due to the extensive training requirements. The Board of Fire and Police Commissioners have released the names of the eligible candidates at the November 14th, 2023 regular meeting. If approved, the new officer will be sworn in, and we intend that the officer will be sworn in at the December 5th regular city council meeting, and then attend the police academy in January of 2024. City Administrator Nabel and I have discussed the process for replacement of these officer positions and the timeline necessary to fill the positions with the least negative impact to the city and the police department. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by McDowell,
Second.
second by Frierson. Any questions?
How How far along is the discussion with the SRO?
That's a good question. Frankly, it's like getting blown out of turnip sometimes with that school district, but we have had good conversations about the process and what they're looking for and what their involvement would be for the selection of that officer. Their board has entertained this and approved for the next year, the SRO position. Now we're kind of dealing with financials, and working those details out. I have been told that both at the superintendent level and the admin staff level, as well as the director of safety, is that it is their intent to push this into effect for the next school year. Since the board has voted on it, it seems like it's very likely.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 4-0. Items 10C and D have been tabled, so we're moving on to item 10E, consider zoning docket 23Z-23, an ordinance requesting a variance from section 102-128 6A of the Zion Municipal Code to allow parking in front of the house for property located at 3106 Ezekiel Avenue per Director Heinzen/Administrator Nabel. Planning and zoning recommends approval.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. As you mentioned, Andrea Campbell is seeking a variance for allow front off-street parking. Main reason is for safety and security. They've had issues with their vehicle security in the rear. On the front, they already have curb cuts for a planned driveway that they're looking to do a concrete slab for on what's existing grass. And then, as you mentioned, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval of the variance request, as does staff.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson,
Second.
second by Fisher. Questions or comments?
I'll just comment, I was able to talk with Director Ianson. We are looking at this a bit more largely throughout the community. So there's been a lot of requests that have come in over the years where folks would like to improve the parking that they have in the front, but our ordinance right now does not allow that, or at least not the barrier and the cost of going in front of planning and zoning. So we're going to be reviewing that with the department and with the staff and see if we can make some changes. Because again, we don't want to be a barrier for folks that want to improve the property, and then to your point, when there's safety issues as well. So we do have it throughout the city, we just need to standardize it. So we'll be working together on that.
Yeah, good question. I was kind of thinking along the same lines, but also wondering, when people have these issues, because I've had people call me about these kind of issues, when they have these security issues, are they covered from a security standpoint in terms of having any kind of security cameras, whether it's the Ring program, which had been trying to get off the ground for years for people, to be able to take part in that to minimize some of the security risks that they might feel. But I think it's a good thing to examine based on the circumstances, and to ensure that people aren't doing it just applying for it just to be able to park on the streets, because that causes some issues too. We had the questions from Frierson, explanation. We had a first and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 10F, consider zoning docket 23Z24, an ordinance requesting a special use permit for an 11-foot high and 8-inch wide sign message board for property at 2600 Lewis Avenue per Director Ianson, Administrator Nabel. Planning and Zoning recommends approval.
Thank you again, Mayor and Commissioners. This is a request from Trinity Christian Center at 2600 Lewis Avenue. Our current code says that a sign can be 8 feet by 8 feet in width and height. They're proposing a monument sign for 11 feet in height, so a 3-foot variance. There's no impeding of any line of sight that we have any safety concerns for as far as granting this variance. And as you mentioned, planning and zoning recommended the special use permit, as does staff.
All right, is there a motion to approve the special permit?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson. Second. Second by McDowell. Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor King?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 10G, consider appointing Bob Serrano to the TIF board per Mayor McKinney.
Second.
No.
Why you eyeballing me like that?
What?
Are you
Oh,
making the appointment? That's
Yeah.
the item number. And then a motion?
did I break your concentration? We had a motion. We had a motion and a second.
Where's the motion?
That's what we were missing.
I made a motion.
No.
I can't make a motion.
No.
So Commissioner McDowell made the motion, which is what I was waiting for. But then you eyeballed me. So, motion by Commissioner McDowell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Frierson. Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. And we're gonna pass an ordinance of no eyeballing the mayor.
Resolution maybe?
Yeah, resolution, that sounds good, yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of eyeballs. Item number 11 is departmental commentary. Director Ianson is out. We wish that he feels better. I did talk with him the other day, and he is feeling much better. So we'll move on to our honorable Director, Ray Roberts.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to answer probably the burning question on everybody's mind tonight, or this past few weeks. No pun intended. Pumpkin pie or apple pie? I'm actually on the piece of both slices fit
Yep.
on one plate.
All right.
We're done.
That's it? No pecan in there, right?
That's all I'm
All right.
gonna say. Seriously though, we have been talking, I know the big question is talking about leaves and the slowness of the program. They are a week behind. We have been talking to them daily. They are aware of that, and they have promised me they will have everything picked up in the allotted amount of time. And I will be contacting them again next week, because next week is the last week, and we will assess that and have a conversation with them. Now, along with that, though, we are seeing, I don't know if people are just mad that the program's going away, but more and more people are shoving all the weeds out into the streets, almost totally out in the streets, which come spring, we are going to have a massive flooding issue if we continue to do this. So if you do have leaves in the street, please put those back up on the carpet. I know there's problems with, I've heard neighbors parking in front of the piles. We will try to address that as best we can. That is specific, coming back and getting that address done, we will try and enforce that on the contract. The other aspect of that is there's always bagging. You can always bag it. Most people don't like to hear that, but that program is still there. I have seen people out there with 20, 30 bags in the program. Some people have decided to do that. So I have
Okay.
Hopefully I addressed it.
Chief Street.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I have kind of a sad topic and a happier topic. The sad one is just a comment in support of Chicago Fire Department firefighter Andrew Price, who last week responded on a fire and didn't make it home.
Yep.
He was laid to rest yesterday in a fairly large firefighter funeral ceremony in Chicago. So our condolences to CFD and our brothers and sisters there. The happier topic is I want to wish everybody here as well as our city residents a happy Thanksgiving, and give a friendly reminder that if you choose to deep fry your turkeys, please make sure it's thawed all the way before you do that. Most Thanksgivings we respond on at least one fire, either here or in our neighboring communities, and most of the times it's contributed to dangerous use of deep fryers. So we hope that everybody stays safe and has a happy holiday this week.
Well, I'll make sure you're not visiting my house this year. Yeah, that's what I was.
There's my dog.
Yeah. Chief Bart.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a reminder, if you have any questions about your district that you live within, our information, our sergeant's information for your district sergeant is on our website. I would, along with a map to kind of orient you to where you're at and who you need to speak with, if you have anything. That has been going well. We have been getting a good amount of folks talking to those sergeants. So it's kind of nice. I just want to advertise that a little bit more. But also, Shop with a Cop, we have on December 9th, and I want to plug this a little bit. For any community partners that want to donate, it's a great program. This year we have identified at a minimum, right now, 40 families with the District 6 school district and their assistants, I guess, that are helping select these families. So it's a great program, and we're looking forward to continued success there. This year we do have more donations for some of the families, which is better than what we've seen last year, and we're hoping to expand this program. I'm hesitant to always expand to more families because, until we actually have money in hand, we don't want to over-advertise and over-promise or under-deliver. So I'm excited for that coming up this year, and we'll see hopefully about 40 to 50 families served. That's all I have.
All right. Shop with a Cop, always a successful program, and residents certainly appreciate it. And I think it's great with what's been happening over last several years, just building relationships with the residents in our community. Yep. All right. Director Conway.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Today, an email went out with a budget to actual through September.
Yeah, continue.
You tell me to stop?
No.
Or we kung fu pandaing? What do you want?
We got it. Thank you.
This is the first draft. It's our first one. It's exactly what prints out of the accounting software. So it can be tweaked. We can do a summary page, stuff like that. If you have questions on specific line items, we can drill down and get more detail. But that is obviously something I don't keep completely in my head. It's a lot of account numbers, a lot of detail. If you have questions on a certain account, if you have ideas on a format that would be easier to read, I'm open to anything. This is brand new. This is our first go at it. Whatever you need, we can, I'm open to any ideas that will help you guys make informed financial decisions for the city. And happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Administrator Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor. At the last council meeting, I announced that the City of Hope has submitted their application for property tax exemption as a nonprofit entity, and the hearing before the Lake County Board of Review was on November 15th. I am happy to report that we were successful in fighting on behalf of the residents and businesses in getting a recommendation for denial of that exemption from the Lake County Board of Review. The next steps, I believe, is to go down to the state, because the Lake County Board of Review is a recommending body. The Illinois Department of Revenue makes the ultimate decision, but we'll continue fighting on behalf of the residents for that $4.8 million exemption that they are requesting. But that was a huge success for us and a huge first step for the residents.
Great job with we had so many people show up at the hearing, that the hearing officer of the Board of Review actually said it was unprecedented, that so many people turned out on Zoom and in person to attend the event, and we did in a very short time, a terrific job of preparation. So thanks to our legal team and Jimmy Faselli, our city attorney, Administrator Nabel, for the presentation that you made on behalf of our 25,000 residents. Commissioner McDowell.
Mayor, I've got some inside track information on the location of Santa Claus this year.
Oh.
So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, that's November 25, Santa Claus is going to be at Station 1 just a little bit before 3 o'clock. And I understand he's going to be escorted to the Shiloh House, and he'll be there from 3 to 5 p.m.
All right. That's good news.
Yeah.
Get to talk to Santa again and give him my list of who's been naughty and nice. Chief.
Because the mayor's tired of being the only one with a lump of coal.
Again, just happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and hope you enjoy your time off, your families, however you choose to celebrate. Also wanted to thank Director Conway for the hard work of getting us those reports. I also wanted to publicly say thank you to Administrator Nabel. Give him a hard time a lot of times, but again, when it came to the hearing and all of the work and research that it took, and the leadership and the coordination to bring those different voices to the table, I think went a really long way. And so just want to publicly thank you for your leadership there. And other than that, yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Commissioner Fisher.
Yeah, just a note. A friend of Zion passed away a couple of days ago. Glenn Ryback, mayor of Wadsworth. You know, he was well known. He was the Illinois Municipal League. He was chairman of Swalco. In fact, I talked to Glenn last Thursday night at the Swalco meeting, and he was in excellent spirits. He just had a
Quadruple bypass.
yeah, he had a bypass just recently. So, yeah, very sad news. But he was well liked, and we are going to miss him. He was a good public servant and a great guy.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Fisher. You kind of stole my thunder there about Mayor Ryback passing, and he did so much for Lake County. He did a lot. He and Mayor Rockingham have done so much to make sure that when there's money for infrastructure and road repairs, that they've been working closely with the state and the Council of Mayors to make sure that a lot of that money comes this way. And I was just with Mayor Ryback at a mayor's luncheon, probably within the last 10 days, and he talked about his bypass surgery, and everything had gone well, and he looked as healthy as a horse. But we're going to miss what he brings. I know the Wadsworth residents will do the same, but he was a quality man with a lot of integrity, a great sense of humor. I'm going to miss him poking fun at me every time we went to an event about something basketball related. But tremendous public servant since 2007, and we're going to miss him. But I know that's been the sentiment of all the mayors that I've talked to that have interacted with him as too. So condolences to Mayor Ryback and his family and all the friends that are going to miss his physical presence here, but he'll always be with us. I also want to just wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And again, you know, when things like this happen, it slaps you when you've been with somebody and you've worked actively with them on the Lake County Municipal League as I have, and one day they're here, the next day they're gone. So it's, whenever you have a chance to tell people how much you appreciate them, Commissioner Frierson, I appreciate you making public comments about Administrator Nabel. He really works hard, as do all of our people in our city. And I've said this repeatedly, how much I appreciate being able to work with all of you, to be the mayor here, and know how invested we all are in making sure that this city gets better and better, that people continue to move here, and it's a great place to live, work, and to play. I never take that for granted every day, and I think I tell each of you when I see you how much I appreciate your efforts. So have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time away, however you want to spend it, relaxing, watching movies, whatever. Enjoy it, because we don't get these opportunities to just have a couple days sometimes with family and friends, to be able to relax and enjoy fellowship and good food around the table. Pumpkin pie. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Announcements, November 23rd and 24th, the city offices will be closed for the holiday. As Commissioner McDowell said, on November 25th, Santa Claus will be making appearance at Station 1 and then going over to...
Be escorted over to the
Yes.
Silo House.
I hope I can escort him again. That was fun a couple of years ago. I talked him out of giving me that lump of coal. December 5th, we have a Zion City Council meeting at 7 p.m. December 9th, we have the Shop with the Cop program. And what time is that, Chief? The Shop with the Cop, what time does that start? That's usually at Walmart. They've been great community partners.
They've been tremendous partnership there. 9 a.m. is what we're looking for this year.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention, if anybody wants to donate, the Coalition for Health Communities has a QR code over there, PayPal
Yep.
account, and we posted that QR code on our Facebook page and also.
All right, so that's December 9th, 9 o'clock at Walmart, Shop with a Cop program. And then on December 15th, mark your calendars, we have the Christmas tree lighting at the Park District. That's another great event. Last year, it was so many residents turned out. There were a lot of events happening at the Park District. It was cold, but we had a lot of citizens turn out. So come out for the December 15th tree lighting at the Zion Park District, right across from Christ Community Church. December 19th, at Zion Township Board meeting at 6 o'clock, and followed up by the last City Council meeting of 2023 on December 19th at 7 p.m. Item number 13 is closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 open meetings for the discussion of file pending and or probable or imminent litigation, sale or purchase of real estate, collective bargaining, legal counsel, and personnel. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
So moved by Fisher and seconded by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye.